David Alward wants to talk. The leader of New Brunswick's PC opposition wants to spend the next several months leading up to an election, engaging the voters to find out what they want to do about NB power and energy policy and other issues. It is a process that he plans to begin immediately, and of course, with a provincial election set for September 27th, the timing here is no coincidence. David Alward wants to talk, and he's here to do that with us from Fredericton tonight. Mr. Alward, we appreciate your time. Thanks.
Oh, great to be here, Steve.
After hearing what you've had to say today, I must say I wonder if you've made a promise here, or rather just come up with a clever way not to have to make a promise on energy policy. I mean, what is it?
Absolutely. We have made a very strong commitment today to the people of New Brunswick. It's the first commitment of our energy platform. Over the next number of weeks and months, you will hear other initiatives as we go forward. But this is a foundation for the future of New Brunswick. And if we look at the last 6 months with what has taken place, the failed negotiations that had been conducted behind closed doors, New Brunswickers are saying one thing very clearly to me. They want to be involved in the future of NB Power. They want to be involved in their energy sector. And this government has gone 4 years after having committed to an energy policy for New Brunswick, where we still have no energy policy. And I believe that's the roadmap that will help take us forward as a province.
But Mr. Alward, election campaigns are, in fact, about telling the voters what you want to do, not asking the voters what you should do. I mean, I have to ask you, how is it that after 4 years that you don't have an energy policy?
As a party, we do have an energy policy that was voted last fall by our members, and we consulted with New Brunswickers on that. But New Brunswick needs an energy policy, and just to give you a couple of examples, one of the things that I believe we need to look towards is regional collaboration. And if we look at what took place, because the Premier had no idea of where he was going, we've alienated the other Atlantic provinces. I believe there's an opportunity in the future to come together as Eastern Canadian provinces and the New England states to look at ways that we can all work collaboratively together so that we're all going to see benefits. And the policy process that we will go through, it will be inclusive, it will engage New Brunswickers, but we've set out 6 guiding principles. And so to show our commitment to the people of New Brunswick between now and the election, we are committed. I've named 2 community leaders who will lead that process to prepare us for a commission that will take place immediately following the election and will be conducted over a 6-month period. And I'm very proud of that part, and we've had many New Brunswickers say to me and to our party that we want to be involved in the future.
But again, Mr. Alward, there are no specifics here. You know, you criticize the NB Power deal every step of the way, and yet it seems you have not come up with an alternative. Where's the alternative? Why not propose something specific for people to sink their teeth into here?
The first part of the alternative is to come forward with an energy policy. And I believe, and what has been said to me, that New Brunswickers want to be part of that. And the announcement I did today on how we will develop that energy policy is very specific. There are 6 guiding principles. It talks about, as an example, the importance of being comprehensive, that it be measurable, and we go into very specific ways of how we will do it. It talks about the need for having a diversified system as well, and again we get into very specific ways of how we will do it. And the other comment that we need to know is, what is the future mandate of NB Power? And again, that will be a very important part of the process.
But again, when I look at the timeline, it sounds very much like you're asking the people of New Brunswick to make you Premier of New Brunswick without actually telling them what you want to do with NB Power. I mean, given all that's happened here in the last 6 months, why would the voters want to take a chance on that?
Well, I've said from square one on October 29th, when the Premier came forward with a deal, what he said was for eternity, that had been done behind closed doors, that was a bad deal for New Brunswick. And you know something? Thousands of New Brunswickers are saying that was a bad deal. And furthermore, what they're saying is we want to be part of any future decisions that are taken. And we have been working over the last number of weeks and months. My commitment is to the people of New Brunswick that they will be included. I do not have a mandate to sell MB Power. I've said that from square one. I believe that MB Power can be an important part and needs to be an important part of the future of New Brunswick. But our energy system as well and sector is broader than just MB Power.
Well, obviously, public consultation is one thing, and I suppose it's a good thing. But are you prepared in the final analysis to do whatever public opinion supports, you know, irrespective of whether you agree with it? Is there no room, no need for leadership from you on this?
Public consultation is making sure that the people of New Brunswick are involved in the process, that people have an opportunity to come forward with ideas. We have set the parameters in terms of the 6 guiding principles, and the commission that will work is going to come forward with recommendations. Now, consultation doesn't mean that everybody is going to agree.
No,
but what is very important along the way is that we have positive ideas that will be put forward, that we can make sound decisions for at least the next 10 years. But and I believe, as an example, regional collaboration should be one of those one of those recommendations that should come forward.
But Mr. Allward, as you know, in the end, Sean Graham received consultation whether he wanted it or not. He gave in to public opinion on NB Power. So, I mean, did he end up doing the right thing or the wrong thing by giving in?
At the end of the day, that was a bad deal for eternity for New Brunswick.
So giving it up was the right thing?
It most definitely was the right thing that deal didn't go forward. But what the wrong thing was is, number one, the Premier did not come forward with an energy policy for New Brunswick, a roadmap for us. He negotiated something behind closed doors without involving New Brunswickers in the process. And New Brunswickers said loud and strong that they did not support this deal and they wanted to have a say in it. And I believe, you know, that's where this thing went wrong. We've lost 6 months of wasted energy, wasted time, wasted money, because, again, the government did it wrong. It's been post-secondary education, it's been French second language, it's been healthcare reforms time and time again. This government bulldozes forward without involving the people that are affected, only to have New Brunswickers stand up and say enough is enough, and they have not learned that lesson.
But isn't Sean Graham doing what you're now proposing to do, which is listen to the people and be governed by what the people tell him?
I certainly hope that the Premier will start listening to the people of New Brunswick and involve New Brunswickers in the decision. That doesn't mean that every decision that you take, that everybody will agree or that every New Brunswicker is going to be involved.
Right.
But I believe very strongly that New Brunswickers have the responsibility and need the opportunity to be part of that solution.
Finally, before I let you go, as you know, the NB Power fiasco has cost the Premier and the Liberals a good deal of popular support in the polls, but those same polls suggest that you and the PC party have not picked up much of what they have lost. What lesson do you take away from that?
That sends a very strong lesson that I need to continue to reach out to New Brunswickers and to earn their respect. Respect doesn't come from saying something, respect comes from doing something, and quite frankly, what's going on and the many miles that I've put on is New Brunswickers are fed up with the political process totally, no matter what the political party, whether red, yellow, blue, or green, because time and time again they feel that governments are not listening to them. Time and time again they see a Premier saying they're going to do one thing and then he turns around and does something else, that he doesn't involve them in things that are important to them. I believe that's the opportunity that I have. Yep. I'm a bridge builder. I believe we need to bring people together to find solutions.
Is the campaign on now?
Look, as a party, we've been working since the last election, and that's we are building. We have tremendous turnouts at our nominations, wonderful candidates that are coming forward.
That's a yes. The campaign's on.
It sure is.
All right, Mr. Allward. We appreciate your time, and with the campaign on, we'll be talking to you again often, I'm sure. Appreciate this.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you indeed. The leader of the New Brunswick Progressive Conservative Party, the man who wants to be Premier. That's David Allward. Back with more health and medical news next.